Hi, and welcome to Excel Module A, Homework 2. So there are 4 worksheets to this one workbook. And the first one is just a blank worksheet. Make sure you are in A1, type your first name, and then hover over to the little green box in the bottom of that cell and hold the mouse and drag all the way to M and let go. Take that little green box again with the thin plus sign and go all the way down to 20, to row 20, and then click away. So we just use the fill handle to go across the rows and then down the rows. Now what we're going to do is practice selecting a range and moving it. So I'm going to make a smile face. So I'm going to select a section that would be the eyes, and then when I want to move this section, hover to the border, anywhere on the border, and it changes to 4 arrows. Hold and just move it anywhere. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Let go. Hold when you have the 4 arrows and drag it, and again anywhere. And let go. And then I'll make a smile face. And again, let go. Hold and drag it over. So you made a smile face. Now over here in the cells that you just moved it to, if you wanted to, you could increase going down more. You can hover and go to the right. You can also go backwards, and you can always go to the left. And you can have just one side, so you're just practicing. Now another thing you could do is if you select this range right here, notice when you select a range, the very first one is not grayed out, but it is part of it because it's within the green border. Now if I want to keep it, I'm going to first put it in red so you can see the different colors. And then I want to keep it here but also move it over here. To do that, hold Control when you're clicking on the border, and it changes to an arrow and a little plus sign. And I'll just drag it over here, and I have the original and a new place. So that's just experimenting with ranges and moving and adding more with the fill handle. So whatever your smile face looks like, that's fine. Let's go to Marleys. And this one I've already started for you. And it has a title, some column headings, and right now I'm in B7. And you can see that by the name box, I'm in B7. And I want to continue. The supplier will be Florida Fruit Nation. All I have to do is type the letter F and then just press enter and it'll make it capitalized. J for Jackson, and then Hawaii, and then the last one is Florida again. Now if there's 2 that had the same first letter, you probably would have to type the second letter until it recognizes a new item. So now I'm going to click into E4, and what I want to do is get the total sales, which is to take the quantity sold, 490, so it's 490 times the 59.95. We're going to multiply. Every formula in Excel begins with an equal sign. I'm going to click C4, type the asterisk, and then click D4 and press enter. So there's my total sales, $29,375.50. For the next one, again, I would press equals and then click C5, so I'm on row 5, times D5. And instead of pressing enter, which brings me down to the next row, I'm going to use enter up in the formula bar. What it does is it gives me the answer, but it remains right in that cell. Now, I could keep putting the formula in for the rest of these, but if I had hundreds and hundreds of rows, I wouldn't want to type the formula for every single one. So what you do is you click in the most recent formula, go over to that little green box, and then use your fill handle, and it'll put all of them in there for you. So when I look at your workbooks that you submit, in each worksheet, I don't look at the numbers here. I'm looking at the formula bar. So I'm looking for C4 times D4, and then down to the next row, C5 times D5, and C6 times D6, and so forth. That's called relative cell reference. It's always C times D. What changes is the row. So now I'm in E11 and I want a total of all the sales. So on your home tab, in the editing group, you may have the words auto sum. So go ahead and click the words auto sum, and it already automatically gives you the equal sign. All formulas have equal. And the sum of the parentheses E4 colon, which means through E10, enter. And then do the same thing for quantity sold and C4 through C10, enter. We don't need a total for the unit price. So again, I don't look here, I'm looking at the formula. Autofill. So this is just practicing the fill handle. So what we have here at the top through 1 through 12, we want to mimic down here. So I have quiz 1 in A16, and I want to go to the fill handle and drag it down, and you'll notice it's counting quiz 6, 7, 8. Go all the way to 12 and let go. And then if you want all the months of the years, again, watch that changes. And if you got to December and you kept going, it would start all over again. But I'll stay at December. Monday, the days of the week, again, it'll go to Sunday and then start all over again. Test 1, and we'll drag that down to test 12. This is when it gets tricky. If I were here, I would get 61, 62, and so forth. But what I really want is a pattern that increases by tens. So what happens is you have to, if it's a unique pattern, you have to at least do 2 of them so that Excel understands what you need. Now select with the open plus both of them. Now go to your fill handle, and it'll continue to increase by tens. For beats per minute, they're increasing by 20s. So again, select both of them, and then the fill handle goes up to 320. And then the coins, select both of them, and then, whoops, use the fill handle. For this one, it's just the date, and I want you to see what happens. Excel knows when the year ends, it'll automatically start the new year. So I want it to continue 2001, 2002, so select both of them so it understands the pattern to increase each year. And then these are going to continue blood pressure, pulse rate, respiratory blood pressure. So you can do 3 of them, so select the 3 and then fill handle. The last one, sheet 2, the directions are in the homework assignment 2. And what they want you to do is in the, so what you have is your income. And the income is $50,000. And what this 4,166 is that income, 50,000, B4, divided by 12. So you get 4,166 a month. And then these are your expenses and your savings. So what we want to do here is find out, well, how much are the expenses? So we'll do that auto sum. And it should be, see the marquee flashing around it, equals sum B8 to B14, which is perfect. And then we'll do the same thing here, auto sum, to see what the proposed expenses are, and check mark. And now the net income is to take your monthly income and subtract your total expenses. So the formula is, and I don't have to press delete as soon as I start typing, equals will replace that question mark. So equals, I'm going to click B5 minus B15. And this will be, should be, if you look at this, this is 4,100, this is 3,000, so it should be about $1,000. And there it is, $1,008. And I'll do the same thing here for the proposed, equals C5 minus C15. And again, it's about $1,000 because that's almost 4,000. So these are all values, so they really should have that accounting format system. So I'm going to select all of these and choose the formatting accounting. It gives you the $sign, the commas at the thousands place, decimal 2 places. Do the same thing for all of the expenses, the accounting format. For the net income, you can use that cell styles total, which is usually used in financial documents, single underline above and single double underline below. And we can get fancy with the title by choosing cell styles, and you can select anything you'd like. And then for expenses, maybe you want to pick something else, a different color. And then in A1, we are going to type a title, net income. And the title is actually net income current and proposed. And then it's over on the left-hand side, and we went as far as column C. So I'm going to hover in A, hold and drag across, and then choose merge and center, and then probably make the font a little bit larger. You can change the font color if you'd like. And if you want to add a fill shading to it, you can do that as well. And this is completed, so you should have your sheet 1, which is your smiley face, Marley's organic fruit baskets, the autofill handle, and your net income current and proposed. So save this and submit in Module A, Homework 2. Thank you.